Yellow! It's been a minute, I know, but tell me something. Have you ever imagined the ability to manipulate the elements of nature just with the palm of your hand? Just water bending, earth bending, air bending, fire bending! Well, just like in the TV show, cartoon, anime, The Avatar: The Last Airbender, my brain has been addicted to bending the forces of nature around you just with the palm of your hands. And ever since Matt Pat's video on film theory on the ability to water bend IRL, my brain has been on an insane spiral to make this not just a theory but a reality at that point. So how am I going to be able to water bend in real life, just like in the TV show? Let's get into the logistics of how that's even going to happen. So basically the theory goes that water is diamagnetic, right? Meaning it's partially magnetic based off the minerals and salts inside the water that is able to be manipulated with magnetic fields produced by electromagnetics or rare earth magnets.
Plants and people are made of a huge amount of water, all of which can be manipulated using electromagnetic fields. Create a strong enough field and you can bend a vine by bending all the water inside of it. By the same token, you can bend a person if all the water in their organs and bloodstream are being pulled in one direction.
So at that point, if you have a magnet here and a magnet here, theoretically you should be able to contain like a bubble of water in your hands if it's all perfectly aligned. So at that point, the idea came to make electromagnetic gloves. Basically, this is the glove. It's pretty cool, but it's just a cast that is meant to fix up any broken bones. And originally, I'll put up a photo, maybe here, maybe here. I don't want to disturb Mickey, yeah. And the hat is a lovely hat. So I'll put a photo here showing the original version of my electromagnetic gloves that realistically was not a success. The batteries that were connected to the magnets weren't fully connected enough to supply the full 24 volts needed to be able to power this electromagnet that is supposed to have an input of 24 volts and produce an output of 500 newtons, which is a lot. Theoretically, it's supposed to lift 50 kg. Does it? No. I mean, it does work really well, but you need to be able to input the direct 24 volts into it, and even then it's a bit iffy. So the second version was to attach this little adapter. It's not an adapter, but doohickey. Let's just call it a doohickey. Basically to input a power brick that is able to output 24 volts DC. If you know electricity, 24 volts is scary powerful. So at that point, I've got the 24 volts inputted into this electromagnetic, but now comes the actual part of being able to manipulate this glove and another one of these gloves and water bend the water freely with my hands. And that's where this video is a complete failure. This video, this glove is a complete bust. As you'll see, hopefully here, I don't know, here somewhere, this electromagnetic glove, it doesn't affect water at all. And for a second there, I was conceptualizing like, why is this not working as intended? So the next phase was to be able to measure how much output of force this is generating. That's where this little thingamajig comes in handy. So at that point, I use this to measure the magnetic field of this electromagnetic. At that point, I'll put up a graph that will show me actually using this and demonstrating the ability of how this is really not producing a great level of force. And at that point, that was just damn it, I can't believe I wasted a bit of money, a ton of money, not gonna lie, a ton of money on the gloves, on this, on the insane amount of batteries and battery packs, and then wiring and putting this all together, and then coming up with this, and then buying the power thingamabob. It was just way too much, and I'm like, damn it, this is just a failure at this point. How am I gonna make a video out of this? But lo and behold, something clicked when I watched back on MatPat's video on being able to water bend.
If we present one of the sides with a magnetic field, what we should see is the water start to bend away from those magnets. This is to prove that it is indeed the magnetic field that's causing this rotation and nothing else. This is quite literally water bending at a microscopic level.
So he's using a normal regular magnet to water bend more effectively than this 500 Newton electromagnetic? At that point, it doesn't make sense. And so what I did was I went to my school at that point when I was back in school. I went to my physics teacher to show him this experiment and show this all, how is this all working? And testing the neodymium magnet with this compared to testing with this, the neodymium magnet produces 1,500 Gauss compared to this outputting 200 Gauss. And so you can see the level of strength differentiated compared to the two magnets. So at that point you're like, wow, why is this so strong? And so my physics teacher basically said that the properties inside of a neodymium magnet is more effective when it comes to manipulating the minerals inside water. At that point, it's like, okay, if the neodymium magnet is more effective, and it's just a small magnet, but it's more effective compared to a larger electromagnetic, why not just get a larger neodymium magnet? And at that point, I did. And it was kind of worth it. But at the same time, it kind of worked out, I guess. I got a larger neodymium magnet, way more powerful, way bigger in circumference. My goal was to get a circumference of like my hand at least, and at that point this should be it, right? This should be like the quintessential thing that should be able to make me waterbend in real life. And so honestly, let's see how this one goes.
Whoa, wait. This is future Hershey here to warn you of the absolute dangers of using a magnet, and a prime example of what you should not be doing at all. Ladies and gentlemen, safety comes first, and this nincompoop right here did not do that at all, and obviously suffered the consequences, as you'll see. My fingies. Oh, damn it, this is not good. See that? That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a man in pain. Don't you do what he did. Protect yourself. Safety comes first. Oh, that crushed my fingers. So at that point, the problem-solving genius of my dad came into play here, where he used a very practical DIY hands-on approach to use multiple blocks of wood and basically a dumbbell to just push off the magnets, and initially a chisel to just break it apart. I was very scared the entire time that the magnets were just gonna break apart and ruin the magnet's strength, but no, my dad came in clutch here, so thank you very much, Budgie. It worked out well.
And we're here. So this is a few days after that initial final test, and so I now know better, and so safety comes first, you guys. So let me just get protection on before we get into all this. So let's see if I can do a transition. Let's see. Boom. Hey, so this is the glove. So it allows protection for my fingies. And for even more layer of protection, I've added these thick cardboards around the
magnet so you can see the magnet through here. Yeah, at this point, this is it. This is me becoming a waterbender at this point. So, alright, now I gotta get in a better position. Just give me a moment. And alas, this is it. I've got basically nothing at this point. You basically saw a very tiny bit of waterbending, what I call slow motion waterbending, which no one can really say they've been a slow motion waterbender before. But who wants to be a slow motion waterbender? It's just not that appealing at all. But no one can say they've been a slow motion waterbender. I can take that crown at this point, or basically an L, not a crown. And I'll basically hand you over to Past Hershey, who basically predicted that this would work really well. And it did. It definitely did work really well. So thumbs up on there. Don't tell Past Hershey. This future Hershey, he says it's a thumbs up, so it's a thumbs up. And why don't you give this video a thumbs up as well? If you liked it. If you didn't, fair enough. Honestly, this was a fail, like I said. But yeah, don't tell Past Hershey went pretty bad, because it went alright.
And it works. Kind of. Not really. No, it kind of works, right? It's a neodymium magnet that just goes in the palm of my hand, and it looks pretty cool. Like, it looks like fully fleshed out. I got the right size, could be a little bit bigger, but this is powerful. The specs on this magnet, I'm like a tech YouTuber at this point for magnets. The specs on this magnet is crazy as hell, my guy. So I did it. I'm manipulating water fairly a little bit. So I will say that the experiment done by another YouTuber who I'll leave possibly here, yep, here, and he used the same methodology, but I adapted it into my own to make it with magnetic gloves. So at that point, this isn't the end. I am still so absolutely determined to make this conceptual idea, theory, into an absolute reality. And I'm not gonna just stop at waterbending. We're gonna go beyond, honestly. I don't know if we can. Let me get it straight. I don't know if we can make this beyond what it is. But I'm still gonna try. I'm not gonna give up. And why stop at waterbending when you can adapt earthbending, firebending, airbending? Airbending is the one that I'm thinking of. But even metal bending, I'm metal bending at this point. I could, like, I have it here. The video is here. Metal bending. You will see at some point. Metal bending is done. But really showing an experiment with how to be able to metal bend as done in the show. That's something where let's see how this goes, honestly. And at that point, that about wraps it up for me. But before you go, yes, you on the screen right here, you have an interesting ability that is very similar to the show in Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is known as blood bending. Now, you cannot blood bend other people. You cannot manipulate the body and movements of other people through blood bending. But you yourself are able to bloodbend yourself. So, with the ability of your mind to be able to manipulate your nerves and blood and muscles in your whole entire body, use your ability to bloodbend and click on the next video, hopefully here, somewhere here. I have no idea. Maybe on top of Mickey. Let's say it's on top of Mickey and that beautiful hat. Click on the next video and see if you enjoy it, honestly. I'm here to stay, so let's keep going. And at that point, yeah, that's it for me. So be happy, stay happy, and I'll see you in the next one, whatever it might be. Bye.